I didn't want a party. I wanted something controlled, a room, a time dot chairs filled because they were expected to be, not because anyone felt like it. In the moment, I booked the private room, 2 weeks ahead, paid the deposit, sent calendar invites instead of text, so no. One could say they forgot. I chose a restaurant everyone liked, one that wasn't loud, where conversation could happen without shouting. It felt adult, clean, reasonable. On the day itself, I arrived early. I always do. I straightened the place cards even though the staff told me they'd handle it. I checked my phone once, then turned it face down. I didn't want to hover. At 7:00, no one was there. At 7:15, the server refilled my water without asking. At 7:30, I told myself traffic was bad everywhere lately. At 7:45, I stopped making excuses and just sat. There's a particular quiet that happens in private rooms when they're supposed to be full. The air feels unfinished, too much space between sounds. I notice things I wouldn't have otherwise. The hum of refrigeration behind the wall, the soft scrape of a chair leg in the next room, the way the candles burned down unevenly. At 8, my phone buzzed. Not a call, a notification. My sister had tagged everyone in a photo. Family. Night, steakhouse across town. Long table, smiling faces. My parents side by side, wine glasses mid-toast. I stared at it longer than I meant to. Not shocked, just recalibrating, like realizing you've been misreading a situation for years and only now have the correct distance. I didn't comment, I didn't message. I paid the bill, thanked the staff for their patience, and left. In the car, I sat with the engine off and the interior light still on. Phone in my hand, feeling something. Quiet settle into place. When I got home, I opened my social app again. I typed one sentence. No anger, no explanation. Reminder, I'm the one who pays mom's rent and dad's car insurance. I posted it and put the phone down. That night I slept without dreams. Or maybe I just didn't remember them. In the morning, I made coffee and opened my laptop. Not out of spite, out of clarity, I logged into the bank accounts I'd set up years ago when temporary help became permanent. Rent transfer paused, insurance canceled at renewal, utility, autopay removed. Each action asked for confirmation. Are you sure? I clicked yes without hesitation. It felt procedural, like closing tabs, Longer need open. By noon, the calls started. I didn't answer. They came in. Waves. Mom, dad, my sister twice, a cousin I hadn't spoken to in months. Voicemails stacked up, each one more urgent than the last, not angry at. First confused, then worried, then sharp. By mid-afternoon, Dad left a message asking what I thought I was doing. Not asking if I was okay, not mentioning the dinner, just the money. Something about that landed heavier than anything else. Later that day, the landlord called. Not me, my mother. She called me afterward, voice tight, saying, there must be a mistake. I let it ring. I wasn't ready to explain. Something I'd already explained for years in quieter ways. The next morning, I checked my phone. Dozens of messages. None of them said, sorry. A few said, we didn't mean it like that. One said, family doesn't keep score. I thought about the empty room, the untouched cake I'd paid for that the staff probably ate later. The way everyone had managed to coordinate across town but not show up for me. Keeping score hadn't been my choice. I'd just been the only one paying attention. I finally answered one call. My sisters thought she sounded tired, defensive. She said, the steakhouse thing had been last minute that they assumed I'd understand that posting about the money was unnecessary. I told her I wasn't trying to embarrass anyone. I was trying to stop disappearing. There was a long pause. Then she asked when I turned everything back on. That was the moment. It shifted. Not dramatically, just definitively. I said I didn't know. And for the first time, that was true. Over. The next week, systems adjusted. Bills went unpaid. Deadlines appeared. My parents spoke to me through logistics instead of affection. The family group chat went quiet, then resumed without me. I noticed something else too. My shoulders dropped. I stopped checking my phone every few minutes. I cooked for myself without rushing. I went to bed earlier. I missed them. That didn't go away. But the weight of holding everything together did. No one ever apologized for the dinner. Not directly. It became one of those things that everyone silently agreed not to name. And I didn't bring it up. I wasn't celebrating. I wasn't punishing. I was standing still and letting the truth be what it was. Power didn't feel loud. It felt administrative, quiet, undeniable. And for the first time in a long while, I wasn't waiting in a room alone, wondering when people would show.